What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to LTL Live here on the LTL Media channel. And how's everybody doing? It's Saturday night here. We're going to hang out a little bit. Got a little bit of a Mod Podge show tonight, just to kind of just hanging out. Some things that I want to go over, some things I want to talk about. And then towards the end of the show, we'll get into Double Good, and I'll actually show you my conversation with them, the conversation that I had with Double Good. And it's not through email. I had a video conference with them, and we'll go through that together. So nice to see everybody in here in the chat. I'll go through the chat here, just pull some people up. And how about last night's show? Wasn't that great with Rita and Jen live in studio? And having that live experience and having just a natural way to conversate with people. I know that we do a lot of this virtually, but when you have someone sitting in front of you, it's such a different experience. I mean, it's so much more organic, and it's the way that we are designed to communicate in person, have those in-person interviews. So I think, I've been blessed with being able to do this and make this happen. And it's all because of all of you. You all have made this happen. You have pushed me to make this platform better. And I just want to keep climbing mountains and making this a better experience for everybody. So I plan on having more in-person lives in the future. It's just a lot of things. It's scheduling with people. You know, a lot of the people that I've done things with, they either work or they have another, they do their own show or what it may be. But, I'm going to start reaching out to other people and getting them here into LTL Studio. So it was such a great live last night. So organic. I think we did close to 2 hours, hung out, talked about all of the recent events in Canton and the Karen Reed case. So if you're first here on this channel and you haven't seen that interview, you can go over and check the one out from last night. So it was just really great, really great. I just want to kick this off. Tracy, thank you so much for becoming a new YouTube member. I appreciate that. And, it's nice. We got Tommy in the chat. Thunderstorm, Snow, we're going to talk about Double Good, of course. Wine Cellar Infused is here. Thank you. Kiki says they're never going to order from Double Good again. We'll get into it. Lit for LTL is here. Thank you. She says, I don't like popcorn anyway. We have Jeanette, Lindy, Cheryl, Sophie, Rogue. One of my channel moderators is here. Thank you for being here. Sophie, I actually got Sophie already. Shelby's here. Margaret's here. What's going on? Becky, Coffee Nut, Dawn. We have Christine over on X. Thanks for watching us on X. I appreciate that. Amber's in the house. Pebbles. Let's see. Mary in the house. Thank you. Tara's here. Awesome to see you. Sharon's here from Tasmania. Wow. Studio's getting there. I'm really happy with the lighting situation now because I can leave it where it is. Tom was fantastic. Tom CPU was fantastic. Come over the other day, helped me line all that up. So the lights are just where they are. I have two nice ring lights now. I had huge soft boxes in here, and I think they were just too overpowering for the studio. Just wasn't working out because this is a small room. It's only 12 by 12. And now I have two soft light ring lights over me, and I'm really happy with that too. So I think they're looking pretty snazzy. So I'm happy with the lighting in here. Now it's just getting that second camera dialed in. We're going to work on that soon. But anyway, that's just... Mary, good to see you. Let's see. Tailgate's here. Good to see you. Cindy said it was a great show last night. It was a really great show. Kathy's here. Good to see you. 50 Cent Lucy's in the house. Nanny Dudes. Long time no see. Nice to see you in the live chat. Let's see. John's here. Nice to see you. Kathy. Laura's here. Little Sparrow from Philly's checking in. Good to see you. Susie checking in from Chicago. Got that Midwest going. Kristen C. Good checking in. Love the avatar picture. That's great. Miss Upper Thigh. Like that. That's a great name. Sharon's here. Let's see. Linda's here. Twisted Tragedies Rent Money's in the house. Gone Girl's here. Looks good. Annie's here. Debbie from Phoenix. Darlene says, great show from last night. Nice to see you. And hi from the Gold Coast of Australia. Awesome. All right. So let's get into a little bit of the show tonight. Again, the thing I wanted to kind of start this off with, yeah, I was out at the Karen Reed hearing the other day, but I actually haven't even had a chance to watch it yet. So I wanted to pull that up and go over it. It's a pretty quick hearing, and I thought that we would go through that first. I want to talk about Nick Fiorillo on Sean's show the other day, so we're going to get into that. Obviously, we'll talk about Double Good and Aiden Turtleboy Carney on News Nation last night. Great stuff. I want to play that little bit of segment and talk about that. And we'll just, like I said, very relaxing Saturday night. Welcome in when you come in. Just make sure you smash that like button. Have fun. Hang out in the chat. So let's do this. Let's pull up the Karen Reed hearing. Again, I haven't even had an opportunity to sit and watch this yet. And we'll go through this here. Man, it was hot that day. It was really hot that day. It was overwhelming that day. Let's see if we can get it to play. Spinny wheel. Go for it. Thank you, Peggy. Appreciate it. Good to see you. We got the spinny wheel going. I might have to restart the browser. Hang on one sec. Oh, of course.
Ordered meeting in the Karen Reed murder case. We're expecting to learn what comes next after a mistrial was declared, maybe the date for a new trial.
The mistrial was declared 3 weeks ago when the jury said it could not come to an agreement. Since then, the defense filed a motion to dismiss 2 of the 3 counts against Reed. Let's watch right now and see what's happened. Let's listen in.
So I was with one of Karen's family members, Kelly, and we got a call and said, hey, probably can get you into the courtroom. Just come up with, Brian to the courthouse steps, go in when we go in, and then we may be able to get you in. But because the courtroom is so small, when we got to the door, there were only a certain amount of people to be able to get in. So those people were already pre-picked. They went in, and obviously this was a small hearing. But I'm hoping, I don't even want to get to this point, but if we get to this point and the Commonwealth continues to push this all the way, I'm hoping to get the opportunity to at least go in and sit in. But I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, we're seeing all the complete fallout from this. You have Tully, you have Buchanan. Fanning is now being looked into. Supposedly Fanning is off the hook. But I didn't see anything confirmed to that. I know a lot of people were talking about it, and I could be wrong again. But you saw Tully, you have Proctor, Buchanan, and, the dominoes are starting to fall here. But if we get to a trial again, I'm hoping I do get the opportunity to at least go in, support Karen, and sit in through that trial. I cannot believe that we're going to go through this shit show of a 10-week trial again. I mean, it's so obvious that Karen has nothing to do with this at all. And the Commonwealth at this point, and I've talked about this before, is that, in my opinion, is let's keep dragging her in and out of court, and let's try to completely bankrupt her at this point. That's their mission, because they know they're never going to convict Karen in the court of law. It's never going to happen, because Karen was not involved with killing John O'Keefe. The people inside 34 Fairview were. I mean, it's obvious. I mean, we've seen it during the trial, and we've known about this. I mean, Aiden Carney's been talking about it since April of last year. So we'll roll out. We'll listen to this status conference hearing, and we got Lunchbox Lally there up in the front. We'll see what Dave Vignetti has to say.
Good afternoon, Ms. Giannetti. Good afternoon, Ms. Reed. All right, so the case is scheduled today for trial assignment, and what I'd like to do is to get 3 dates. I'm aware that a motion to dismiss has been filed. I'd like to get a quick date on that, and I'm glad you're here.
She's already, I'm aware that the motion to dismiss has been filed. I mean, you can't address that here, and she's going to go, well, that's not how we do it here in Massachusetts. You can't address this now? Oh, well, I know. I know that the motion to dismiss has been filed. She don't want to hear it. You already know what's going to happen when we go back in there August 9th. You already know what's going to happen with the motion to dismiss. She's going to say, I'm going to deny your motion. You know that. I know that. The chat knows that. The people watching this video knows that. I mean, she's just going to pass it over and glaze over it and say, Yeah. No. All right, let's keep playing.
Mr. Weinberg, because I'd like it to be with your schedule. Then we need a trial date and we need a final trial conference. So I was thinking on the motion to dismiss, can we do it a week from Friday? It would be for oral argument only.
Drag you back in.
From the defendant's perspective, yes, Your Honor.
All right, I think that's August 2nd, Mr. Clerk.
I'm going to be out of state. I return on August 3rd.
Okay. August 9th? Are you available? 2 o'clock. Are you available, Mr. Weinberg, on August 9th? Mr. Lally, is the Commonwealth available on August 9th?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so that's for oral argument only, okay?
2 p.m.
2 p.m. All right, so given the schedule, and I assume whatever I end up doing on the motion to dismiss will be appealed, in an effort to make sure we have plenty of time.
I want to go back for a second. I want to watch the body language there for a second out of the Reed team. It's almost like they fucking know. They already know that she's just gonna, Watch Karen.
So that's for oral argument only, okay?
2 p.m.
2 p.m.
She already knows.
All right.
She already knows what she's gonna do. She already knows what Bev's gonna do. That it's just gonna be this glazed over hearing. She's not gonna want to listen to anything and say, She's either gonna go, I'm gonna deny the motion, or she's gonna say, I'll have to take this under advisory. And then the next day we'll see something in a document. Karen already knows.
So given the schedule, and I assume whatever I end up doing on the motion to dismiss will be appealed, in an effort to make sure we have plenty of time, I would like to schedule the jury trial on January 27th.
And I just have to say this. Karen Reed, if you are watching this, do not give up. Continue to fight. You have thousands and thousands and thousands of supporters behind you. Don't let this beat you down. You will win. You will win. But stay strong. Please stay strong. You got this, and we got you, and you will win. Believe me, you will win.
Is the Commonwealth available?
That's fine, Your Honor.
Mr. Eddie?
That should be fine.
Okay, so January 27th for trial. And let's do the final trial conference the week of the 13th or even the week of the 6th. Do you have the calendar, Mr. Clerk, or any of those days?
Yeah, there's nothing, just not the 9th or the 16th, but all the days are open.
Okay.
Your Honor, the only caveat, I don't have anything on the 27th. I'm clear for that day, but for the fact that I have a Superior Court trial scheduled to begin in Essex County on January 13th. There are multiple...
How long do you expect it to take?
That's what I was getting to. That could take longer than 2 weeks. I'm happy to have this case take priority over that, but that's...
No, we'll hold it for you day to day if need be, and I can contact the Essex Superior Court judge once you know who he or she is.
Yeah, that's not ideal. In terms of preparing for trial, I can't do 2 or 3 week Superior Court trial and then jump into this case. I can't do that.
Okay. So what are you telling me? You just said you're willing to make this a priority, so we'll stick with the 27th?
Well, okay. Well, why don't we do this? Let's put it on for the 27th. Let me see if I can make peace in Essex County. And then on the next date when we come back for oral argument, if I can readdress the court on that issue.
Okay, I'm happy to talk to Judge McCarthy, who's the garage up there, about this.
It's yeah, okay, that's great.
All right, so let's set it for the 27th. And why don't we do the 14th for final trial conference?
The 14th at 9 or 2?
2. If it turns out that we have, in excess of 35 or whatever motions in limine still at that point, let us know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to tell you, who hasn't heard about this case now? Who hasn't heard about this case? Now you have to worry about jury members coming in with bias. And this, I'm bringing this up because Pebble says finding a new jury is going to be even hard, even if it's moved. 100%. 100%. How are you not going to get a bipartisan or biased, unbiased jury? It's a bias, unbiased jury in there. People are going to have their own thoughts and convictions on this. And obviously, we saw that last time with the first trial because of our moral convictions. So how are you going to go round 2 and figure out that you're going to find 12 jurors that are going to be able to sit there and be completely non-biased in this trial? This is a sham. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of money. The Commonwealth needs to do is turn around and investigate the people that really did this. At least someone's now had the balls to step up and start investigating some of these dirty cops that were involved in this. But do you really think that anything's going to come out of this? Of course not. This will be glazed over. They'll be tucked away so they can collect their pensions. And the Commonwealth certainly can't call Trooper Proctor back. You think they're going to call Tully back? You think they're going to call Buchanan back? The gig is up on them. So let's just continue to drag this out. We're going to continue to drag Karen back and forth now. Let's bankrupt her, have to make her sell her house, have her go through all this stress, because we know we can't win. We can't win in a court of law. We can't find a jury that's ever going to convict Karen Read. It's never going to happen. It'll never happen. All right, let's keep playing here.
And then we'll try and get the whole day. Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
It's like, all right.
Thank you.
All eyes support, please.
I mean, and even Karen getting up. See her face? I cannot believe that. Look at her face. I cannot believe that I just got dragged back in here for this. Watch her face. Watch the body language. Let's go back. Watch Karen's face. I cannot, the look is, I cannot believe that I'm being dragged back in here for this.
The 14th at 9 or 2?
2. If it turns out that we have, in excess of 35 or whatever motions in limine still at that point, let us know and we'll try and get the whole day. Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All eyes support, please.
You are listening to the status conference being held for the Karen Read case here. This is just weeks following the mistrial. We now know that the motion to dismiss, that will be heard for a hearing on August 9th, and the trial...
Does my mic sound better now? Is it a little bit louder? I don't want to keep going through all this like audio stuff. It's just so annoying. I'm just going to keep doing my show. I'm sick of like the camera and this and that. I'm tired of it. Does it sound better? All right, cool. So that's the hearing. We'll watch this out of
the jury trial will once again start on January 27th as it stands.
Yeah, so this motion to dismiss stems from the defense argument that two charges specifically should be dropped against Karen Read. We'll just remind you that Read is charged with backing into her boyfriend, police officer John O'Keefe, striking him with her SUV.
Now keep in mind, the people on the left side of the screen, well, I don't know what it depends on what side you're looking at. The people in blue, let's just say that. People in blue out there, you know who they're supporting? Bad cops. Dirty cops. Tully, Proctor, Fanning, Buchanan. That's who they're supporting. Keep that in mind. Those are the people, that's who they're rooting for. And then they're rooting for the McAlberts, Brian Albert, Colin Albert, Higgins, Jennifer McCabe, Kerry Roberts. That's who they're rooting for. And we just sat through a 10-week trial and heard about this enormous, elaborate cover-up and framing of Karen Read. That's who those people are supporting.
And so
pink people will call you the blue people.
Originally, she was facing 3 charges. The defense would like 2 of those charges dropped, including the second-degree murder charge and leaving him to die, leaving the scene of a deadly accident. Those 2 charges, specifically because they say 2 jurors who could not come to an agreement on all of the charges have come to them to say they were unanimous in not guilty verdicts on those 2 charges. So they don't believe that.
I'm just going to tell you all this. If you are missing my alerts, join my Facebook group, okay? Join my Facebook group. A lot of people say they always miss the bell notifications. Join my Facebook group. Click on it, join it. I post in there every day. Anytime I go live, I am posting in there. I'll drop the link in the chat for that. But if you are missing it, because YouTube just doesn't like to send bell notifications out. But you can click on that and join it. If not, join my Instagram. I always post via Instagram as well when I'm going to go live. I'll drop the link for the Instagram. That's the Instagram. Click on that. I'm always posting a tile or a link to a live when I'm going to go live. YouTube's a platform that has no idea what it wants to be. I mean, I literally watch channels that have 1 million subscribers on it, and they'll do lives, and there's like 20 people in their live. And they're certified million people. It's just, it doesn't send out notifications. It's a horrible system. All right. Let's keep playing through this, and then I'll play the moments as Karen Read came out of court, the footage that I captured the other day. Then we're going to talk about Nick Fiorillo, and then we're going to get into Turtleboy on News Nation last night, and then we will get to the double good conversation.
That Read should be retried for those. For some insight into that argument, we do have Martha Coakley with us, of course, the former Attorney General of Massachusetts, counsel now with Foley and Hoag. Martha, you're always here with us to explain all of this. Thanks again for being here. So if we would talk about this motion, explain to our viewers what this is.
I don't really need to hear their dumb opinion, so we're going to back out of that, and I'll show you moments just after Karen left court. If you haven't seen this video, we'll pull it up here. Let me see. Here we go. Let's play this. This is my footage here that I captured. Kadena. I do use Venmo. I'll drop my Venmo. Yeah, and you know what? That's a great point that you brought up, Patricia. Obviously, I don't have the money to do that. I wish I did, and maybe someday I will. But I love that. And she also uses Facebook a lot, too. She'll post it because I follow her on Facebook. She posts every time she goes live on Facebook. So people get, I mean, I have 4,000 people connected to my Facebook. If I could just get those 4,000 people to come over here and watch a live or even half of that, the world would be a better place. But like I said, you know, and I get it. People get busy. Their lives are busy. Some people, they may connect to the page. They forget about it, whatever it may be. But if you're not connected and you are serious about wanting to watch my shows, connect to me on Facebook. You'll get the notification. Believe me, I have more that's what Facebook is. It's a notification system, a platform that loves to notify people. Believe me, I get notifications all day long. So like I said, join the Facebook group. It's free to do it, and I post a lot of content in there. I'm old school. I'm old. So Facebook, I was on Facebook in 2007, essentially when it launched. And I've been using it ever since. So go over there, join on Facebook, and then again on Instagram. I always post a tile, and I post tons of content on there as well too. All right, let's keep playing through here.
Get the right story.
Yes, MySpace. I remember MySpace. I had a MySpace. That went to shit.
Watch that stuff on the sidewalk right here. The big thing of asphalt right there. Coming up.
No, I get it, Patricia. No, I know what you're saying. I hope I get to that level someday.
Watch out behind you guys, boys, in the camera.
Double jeopardy, David. How far would you take the double jeopardy argument?
Oh, this will be appealed to the highest court.
I'm not.
David, how many jurors have you had?
At least 5. At least 5.
The next one, okay.
Right. This is usually $50.
See, this is what I love about the community down there. The people that come in and do the private security or the security for Karen, they all know me down there. And I love the fact that, I might be, pushed away and security is holding everybody back. But now that I've, know them and they know my intention, they allow me this kind of access. I can get up when there's tons of media and they're pushing the media back. You just heard the gentleman say Brian, and you can see I move. So I was allowed to come down below and get a better shot. I mean, literally right over Karen's shoulder at this point. And it's good. I get access. So it's nice. I've built a lot of great relationships with amazing people down there. And I always enjoy the conversations. And I know their faces. I may forget their names sometimes, but you all are great. And thank you. Thank you for allowing me to work and report and bring this type of footage back to the audience, because this is what people want to see. When people might only have the capability to see what's just going on, in the courtroom. And then after that, it gets shut off and you're not seeing the after effect. And I really do appreciate that I have this type of access, and people have been great and so kind to me down there, because I have the best intentions to report and get all this information out there. All right, let's play this one, and we'll get to Nicholas Fiorillo.
Have you heard if the charges will be the same as the district attorney?
Well, I think that the DA's office has discretion to drop the charges, as we think that they should, but they may be forced to drop them, either by this judge or by another judge. We ready?
Being back here, you went around the other way. Your parents went that way. David being back here today, it's sort of the same, except all the people are now in front of the courthouse. So a lot of.
You can hear me right there.
I've never heard such a
I'm sorry. No problem.
Ovation that we got today. I mean, that was like, the Patriots were introduced at the Super Bowl. It was that loud.
David, I don't know if somebody asked you this. I'm sorry. Is Alan going to be back for trial 2 if it
Yes,
just happened?
the team will reconstitute.
With Mr. Weinberg as well?
Well, Mr. Weinberg has been brought on to argue the motion to dismiss. No decisions have been made beyond that.
I have more of that Yannetti interview. If you haven't seen it, I'm just going to play it really quick just to kind of wrap up that rest of that interview so you all can hear. So let's play that, because I got cut off. It's tough sometimes. I mean, you're kind of boggling around with everything down there. All right, so this is kind of part 2 to that interview.
I think there are 5 now that you have papered.
That's tough to say. I mean, I think that we're happy with the jurors that have come forward out of good conscience. I think it speaks volumes that nobody has come forward to contradict what they've said, which is she received 2 not guilty verdicts, and they just weren't reported. So we're looking forward to litigating this motion. I suppose anything's possible. We're going to take this a step at a time. We're on for oral argument on the 9th.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was kind of cool. The Super Bowl part too. Yeah. So that's it. Got a little David Yannetti, which is great at the end. And we'll just have to see what happens on August 9th. I don't think anything big's going to come out of it because we know how Bev's going to be in this whole thing. But remains to be seen. I will be there. I'm going to try to make the standout in Taunton again on the 4th. I want to be out there with everybody to support. And we'll have to see. Hey, check this out. I got glasses, by the way. I don't know if you saw my post, but I can actually see now. I should be wearing them during the show, but I don't have the. I think they have that. They don't have the coating on it to. I just said just give me the bare minimum, but yeah, I can actually see reading stuff now because I'm always like having to read like this. So I got my readers. I'm supposed to have distance glasses too, which I'm going to end up probably eventually getting those as well too. But it's cool. Get to kind of see things now instead of squinting all the time. So yeah, good stuff on those. So I posted a picture yesterday on Instagram and Facebook with them on. I say, hey, I got some new glasses, and everybody was loving them. So I think they're cool. I think they look cool. I wanted kind of like a 50s vibe. I wanted like that 50s military vibe. Like if you ever watch, actually, no, that wasn't 50s. That would be the Vietnam War. If you watch Full Metal Jacket, they had kind of these type of glasses, the guys that wore these glasses. And I just wanted something simple and, cool. So they're cool. I love them. They look great. And they got a little bit of tortoiseshell on them, which were cool. So anyway, all right, let's get into Nick Fiorillo. This guy showed up, or I think he's been on Sean's show before, and had some conspiracy theories that he wanted to talk about during Sean's show. And I'll go over this. I didn't actually see it happen live, but someone directed my attention to it. And, doing some background checking on Nick Fiorillo, and Turtleboy did an amazing article on this guy the other day on tvnews.com. And I thought it was pretty hilarious what he had to say. But a lot of people don't understand. This guy used to come in my chat and drop these like $2 super chats all the time and would try to get people over on his website. And come to find out, Nick Fiorillo has many, many judgments against him. We'll pull up TB's article here in a minute. But I want to play the segment here where he talked about me being a paid operative. And it was funny because when the comment came out on this show about a paid operative, I ended up tweeting. I said, hey, if I'm a paid operative, I'm still waiting for my first check. And a lot of people thought that was funny. And I posted on Facebook as well, too. But Nick Fiorillo is a clown. Listen, I love Sean to death. I support Sean. I have no ill will against Sean. I will always support Sean. But this guy's a joke. And Sean, stop giving this guy a platform. He's a scammer. He's in Turtleboy pointed out in his article, using words like I'm like Turtleboy. He's trying to weasel his way into the Karen Reed case to try to spread all his clownish activity. And I thought this was funny, but we'll play through this. This guy's a clown. Done bad things in life, saying he's hiding out from the government and they're coming to get him and all this other shit. But we'll play through this and see what he had to say. Paid operative. I'm like, dude, you're a fucking clown. I'm a fucking clown. A paid operative? You got to be kidding me. So, I do love the fact that Sean shut that shit down right away. So kudos to Sean. Sean, I have no problem with you. I love you. You have an amazing platform, and keep doing what you do. And I definitely look forward to working with you and doing another, some more of these lives soon. But let's check out Nick Fiorillo here saying that me, Glare, and Turtleboy are paid fucking operatives. This is great.
Of clerks, cops for overtime scandals. This was all low-level fall guys for the larger corruption that was going on. The reason why there was overtime scandal is the only way that these people could be compensated for looking the other way is to bang out the Massachusetts taxpayers'
Yeah, show
time
me the money.
clocks. And they would go in and put in overtime. And why would they do that? It was the only way to live with themselves. So they would turn the blind eye to whatever the corrupted police, cops, chiefs, and judges and clerks were doing, from drug trafficking to sex trafficking to selling, CDL licenses, to delivering contraband, to distributing cannabis. Maine, I'll make reference to this because it's very relevant. The team that busted up the municipal state police in Maine and the local police in a large cannabis drug trafficking ring that involved.
First thing I'm looking at here, when I saw this and I'm hearing all this stuff, and when I went back and reviewed this video, I'm looking at it, I'm gonna go, who fucking married this guy? He's got a wedding ring on. I'm like, who married this guy?
Maine State Police, Maine local police, and cannabis dispensaries. That team is the same team that's involved, boots on the ground, that dismantled half of the Maine State Police and half of the local police in Maine and all that drug trafficking ring. That's the team that's on the ground in Massachusetts that is doing the same investigation.
The jig
under
is
the
up,
same.
dude. I'm telling you, Will. I'm telling you, I'm still waiting for my check, and maybe it will be signed by, I don't know. Do you think it says Karen Reed's defense team, or is it just signed by Karen herself? I mean, this guy's a clown. I mean,
set of circumstances, boats go from Florida to Maine. They stop in New Bedford, and they stop in Boston. They stop in Bal Harbor. They move drugs in and around with the federal government's assets and the police and the localized corrupted law enforcement and, unfortunately, corrupted FBI and corrupted CIA along the way. But it comes back to the localization of what's happening here in Massachusetts. Those 4 trials I told you about, or those 4 scandals.
Okay.
Karen Reed is the 5th scandal.
Here we
this
go.
is the only time in the history of our country that we have something
Look
called.
at Sean. Sean's just like, get me the fuck out of this. I don't want to be here. Sean's like, get me the fuck out of this. Claire checking in says, you mean Soros isn't meeting up with you personally with a suitcase? I wish you would. Bro, I wish you would. I'd have a mega mansion by now. Paid operative. Wow. That's some deep state shit, man. Paid operative. But look at Sean. Sean is just done. Sean, don't have this guy on again. He's no good. I mean, he's no good. I mean, come on. Come on, Sean.
The internet and heroes like Sean, like Dan Duquette, and others out there like Charlie Kirk, like Tucker Carlson, like now Elon Musk, like Donald Trump. And they're going to the YouTube, the alt media, and they're putting this stuff out there, but they're doing it not for fame and fortune like others. And you guys aren't being fed narratives, Sean. Turtleboy and Glare and LTL early on were paid operatives spreading a narrative and a story.
All right. Well, listen, hold on.
Sean's like, get the fuck out of here. Sean is like, bro, stop. Did you see Sean? Sean's just like, bro, stop. He's had enough now at this point. Sean's like, get off my show. Sean, don't let this guy back on again. I got to go back and watch Sean again. Sean's reaction.
Drug trafficking ring. That's the
Sean's
team
like,
that's on the ground in Massachusetts that is doing the same investigation under the same set of circumstances. Boats go from Florida to Maine. They stop in New Bedford. And they stop in Boston. They stop in Bal Harbor.
Some of that
they
bad weed.
Move drugs in and around with the federal government's assets and the police and the localized corrupted law enforcement and, unfortunately, corrupted FBI and corrupted CIA along the way. But it comes back to the localization of what's happening here in Massachusetts. Those 4 trials I told you about, or those 4 scandals. Karen Reed is the 5th scandal, but this is the only time in the history of our country that we have something called the internet, and heroes like Sean, like Dan Duquette, and others out there like Charlie Kirk, like Tucker Carlson, like now Elon Musk, like Donald Trump, and they're going to the YouTube, the alt media, and they're putting this stuff out there, but they're doing it not for fame and fortune like others. And you guys aren't being fed narratives, Sean. Turtleboy and Glare and LTL early on were paid operatives spreading a narrative and a story.
All right. Well, listen, hold on. All right. So listen, what's it now going forward for you? You have these warrants that are out for you. How do you plan to resolve these issues? That's what I need to know, because I need you available. So when the time is right, when this stuff follows through, tell me what's going on, because I need you to get in hold of this other group that I'm dealing with.
Excuse me.
I just read from them. What's going forward for you?
I have a plan.
Okay. I got 10 minutes because I got to get to the other topic.
Sean wants him out of here. He's like, you got a few minutes.
What's the plan for you? What are you going to do?
I'm going to explain the plan. The plan is a plan for everybody to undertake. Everybody.
No, I need to know for you.
I'm explaining, Sean.
How do you resolve your current issues?
Sean, how does Karen Reed resolve her current issues? She's dealing with a corrupted system, a corrupted courthouse, corrupted cops, corrupted everybody. How is she dealing with it? I'll tell you how we all need to deal with it, because she's getting no relief. She has the best attorneys in the country. She has supporters that they're interrogating, threatening, throwing bleach, sending threatening letters. My wife and I have had threatening letters sent to my son. All our phones are tapped.
If you've, please, just, if I want to see the threatening letter that you've gotten, because I hear this kind of a lot out of some people. Oh, they're threatening me to this, to that, this, that. They go on, they're threatening me about, I got to get a lawyer. I got to do it. Let's see some receipts, man. Let's see some receipts, because you know what? I'm pretty much in the thick of it around here, and no one said anything to me. You know, please. This guy knows who shot JR on the show Dallas.
Computers are tapped. Dan's phones are tapped. Dozens of people I know, phones are tapped. How do we deal with it? The public shows up at the next Karen Reed hearing in Dedham, Massachusetts, 10,000 people deep. And before they get there, start calling their local Republican and even Democrat. There's a lot of Democrats that are turning and asking for the state of Massachusetts police, the local police departments, to go into receivership. And do not stop emailing the governor. Do not stop emailing your constituencies. Do not stop emailing, calling, and protesting.
But I want to know, how do you plan to eliminate the warrants against you?
I'm going to talk about it. All
right. I need this because I got 10 minutes.
I completely understand.
I'm up against a very hard break here, my friend.
Let me finish.
All right. I can't take this guy anymore. All right. So let's go up. TB Daily News. We'll skim through this really quick. This is who Nick Fiorillo really is. Of course, Turtleboy with his amazing reporting. It says scammer Nicholas Fiorillo is using Karen Reed to promote QAnon theories, has warrant for assaulting elderly lawyer, owes millions in civil judgments. I'm not going to go through the entire article here, but I will play a little bit of, I will read a little bit of it if I can. Let's see. Sean McDonough is a retired DEA agent who has provided a lot of insight in the federal investigation of John O'Keefe's murder, as well as being very critical on the way that law enforcement handled the evidence the morning John was murdered. Last night on his YouTube live program, he had a former Red Sox GM, Dan Duquette, and a man named Nicholas Fiorillo to discuss what he alleged the deep-seated corruption outside the Karen Reed case. Fiorillo said a lot of crazy things that had a lot of people apparently believed, because my inbox was flooded with people asking if I watched it. And I got that same things too. I'm pretty sure Will got that stuff as well too. Let's see. It says, it began to think important that our side not associate with people who lie and spread misinformation. I wanted to write about who Fiorillo really is and why he is not the type of person the Free Karen Read movement should have anything to do with. Goes on to say here, let's see. Nicholas Fiorillo has been sending me money during live shows. I've gotten those as well. I know Will has gotten those as well. And it goes on to say, to read ridiculous rantings about, I have emails from that guy that just flooded my email box with all this Soros crap and all these documents. I mean, just shit that I don't even have any time to even want to look through, and direct people's website and allegedly the documents to it all. I reached to the point where he told him that he had no longer to read his messages and no one wanted to pay me, but financially, so he finally stopped. He has paid for planes displaying his website to fly overhead at Karen Read's hearings. Before ever hearing speak of him, he was deranged, and he was trying to use the Read case to push his own story. Unfortunately, the corruption in the Read case may lead to blindly believe people that Fiorillo when they spew nonsense. Last night on Sean's program, he said that he's living in Connecticut. He can no longer return to Massachusetts because he's been incarcerated, just like Turtleboy. And the MS-13 drug can kill him because he has warrants out for his arrest. He claims he's working with federal authorities and has taken a proffer. He goes on here. It says he even said that Brian LTL, Will the Glairer, and I are paid operatives of George Soros because we won't have him on our shows. I can't anymore. This guy is a clown. That's an amazing article that TB has written. If you haven't checked it out, I'll drop the link there in the chat, and I'm going to pretty much be done with Nick Fiorillo. But that guy's a clown. He used to spam me with tons of stuff in my email box too, and I just don't look at it because it's clown stuff. But I'll drop the link. I know it's a long link. I don't know if it's going to post all the way through, but it should. So this guy, Sean, don't have that guy back on. You don't need that guy up there. You run a great show. All right, let's take a look at TB last night on News Nation. I love the segment that he did, and I love that he just kept pushing right through Jesse Weber. Just kept pushing right through him. He's like, I'm going to get my points in. And the ridiculous statement that Jesse says that the Commonwealth, even because you're going to hear TB talk about ARCA, then Jesse's going to say, well, the Commonwealth even brought up their expert. Their expert? Their expert? What expert did they bring up? They didn't bring an expert up. Let's play
Aidan Kearney. He's a blogger, social media personality who runs
his name wrong too. It's Carney, not Kearney.
Popular website and YouTube channel TB Daily News. Aidan covered this Karen Read trial with a thoroughness that few media outlets even came close to matching, sharing day-to-day developments with his large online audience. He joins us right now. Aidan, thanks for coming on. So you've always made it crystal clear where you stood on this trial, that you strongly felt and feel Karen Read was being set up for John O'Keefe's death. Your reaction to the judge scheduling a trial date next year?
They think Trooper Paul is the expert with his reconstruction. I was like, I can't believe he even.
I think it's good for Karen Read that she scheduled it in January instead of October, because that gives the
$9.99. Thank you so much. Sorts paid me to send you a super chat. Wink, 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 wink. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, let's.
Feds more time to do what they need to do, indict. It can only benefit the defense because, I mean, look what's happened since then. Since the trial has ended, Michael Proctor has been suspended without pay, and his two immediate supervisors, Brian Tully and Yuri Buchanan, are both under internal affairs investigation. The longer this goes, the better it is for Karen Read.
That's good. Good
quote. To be clear, you say you're saying charges being brought against these troopers?
Or I mean, there's a federal investigation into the investigation itself. It's unprecedented. The FBI is not going to waste 18 months of their valuable time and resources into an investigation if they don't believe there's smoke there, if they don't believe there's fire beyond the smoke. And there's a reason that they gave. I mean, where do you think all these text messages from Michael Proctor came from? They came from the FBI investigation. The FBI knows what we all know. that Karen Reed was not hit by a car. Like she said conspiracy theory before, the stupid conspiracy theory. The stupid conspiracy theory is that the injuries on John O'Keefe's body came from a vehicle. If you look at those injuries on him and said that came from a vehicle, you're the conspiracy theorist.
Well,
and you also said before that no.
I love that. And I love how Aiden just keeps, I love it. Any airtime he can get out in front of that national media, I fucking love it because he just pushes and pushes. He's not listening to the host. Watch. He doesn't let Jesse Weber, he just keeps cutting him out. And I love this because he's getting this out there to the national media, you know, and being able to push through this and get the airtime. And I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Good stuff.
That the experts said that John's injuries came from the car.
Right.
Quite the opposite. There wasn't a single expert that said that. The two FBI the two guys, the ARC experts, who both have PhDs, who both have testified in thousands of these cases, they were the only experts who testified. Both unequivocally said the opposite of what you said. That John's injuries.
The state called their own experts to say that those injuries were consistent.
What expert was that?
But here's the point. Here's the point. But here's the point. Here's the point. I agree, and I agree with Sarah, and I said this before. I don't think the murder charge should be brought. I think that was a long stretch to say that Karen Reed killed John O'Keefe because there was a bad relationship. And I think there was a more plausible argument in my mind to say that she recklessly hit him, or she realized she hit him after the fact, drunkenly hit him, and support a charge that way. But here's the part that I don't understand. And the prosecution can present evidence of that. And I don't want to put words in your mouth. Do you believe the state, maybe at least the police, don't want another trial? The defense clearly doesn't want one. So where is the pressure to retry? I mean, I can say I can see where the evidence comes from. They can try to get a conviction for manslaughter or something like that. But where do you think the pressure is to have a second trial?
They're just trying to placate the O'Keefe family. They know that they know that Karen Reed didn't do this. They're well aware of that. They just want to make it seem to the O'Keefe family that they're trying. See, we cared. We didn't completely screw this up. That the O'Keefe family doesn't go ahead and sue them, which they should. If that were my son or brother or family member or loved one who is in John O'Keefe's position, and the investigation into his death was treated like that, you best believe I would be suing them for completely screwing this up. They treated John, they found his body on Brian Albert's front lawn, and they didn't even bother going in that house and seeing if everything was okay in there. They didn't even cordon off the crime scene. It was left completely unprotected all day long. A vagrant found on the street would get a more thorough investigation than John O'Keefe got. So all this is just the Commonwealth trying to placate the O'Keefe family and make it seem like they actually care about John O'Keefe. They don't.
He's right.
All right. Well, I tell you what, we will see if we get to that trial. It is a long way out. And I don't know. A lot of things could change. But I tell you what, Aiden Tierney, I really appreciate you taking the time. I want everybody to check out regular updates on TB Daily News. Blogs is Turtleboy as well on YouTube. Thanks so much for coming on. All right.
Good stuff. Good segment, Aiden. 4 minutes. You nailed it. Nailed it, bro. Nailed it. Pebbles Love, $9.99. It says, great live tonight. The studio looks great. This is my first super chat, and you deserve it. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you for giving me first super chat. And Noel on Cash App just sent me $20. Appreciate that. Helps keep the lights on in the studio. Helps be able to bring in all the amazing guests that we had last night. Jen and Rita live in the studio. It was really cool. It's really cool. All right, let's get to what everybody wants to get to tonight. I had a conversation with Double Good Popcorn, and I'll tell you how that kind of all folded. And of course, the way that I do this, I always have a presentation. So I like to present, and I'll get all the things that we need to look at here, and I will play the video conversation I had with one of their representatives from their company, and I'll give you my thoughts on all of this. All right, so let me pull up my screen here. All right, so yeah, I had a conversation with Double Good Popcorn, and we will see what happened. We'll see what happened here. Let me just bring this over here. Let's do this. So this is how I was kind of tipped off, how this all started. This was anonymously posted in the Justice Group, and it reads, "Hi, and thank you for reaching out. We understand that your concerns and hear you. While Double Good was designed to raise joy and create opportunity for Americans' youth, our platform use is an occasionally attract organizers that are outside the company's vision. Subsequently, as Karen Reed fundraiser did not violate our, now they're even saying it. It did not violate the terms of service. It was allowed to remain active for its duration within our system. They are even saying, and I tried to even go over their terms of service as well too, and I couldn't find one thing. It said in their terms of service that they would not promote anybody that was on trial for any type of hate, violence. It was like it was like violence, hate crime, but it doesn't say anything about the situation that Karen Reed is in right now. And it doesn't say that you can't fundraise for her. They're even saying it doesn't even violate the terms of service. So it goes on to say, let's see, that said, we are permanently freezing this fundraising organization moving forward, which will prevent any future funds from being raised through our platform. Thank you for your patience as we navigate this ongoing situation. So we had that drop, and that's how I got tipped off to this. So you got to think, a couple of days previous to this, there was a campaign that raised just over $50,000 in popcorn sales for Karen. So you got to keep this in mind. $25,000 goes to Karen Reed. $25,000 goes to the pocket of Double Good Popcorn. And I went, wait a minute. They're going to freeze this? They're not going to allow us to do campaigns like this again? Fuck that. I want my money back. I'm not going to support that. So I started doing the chain of events to get all this money back. And I want to go back. Look at the history here. September 20th, 2023. Almost $12,000, $11,396. You had another campaign, and these are, and I'm sure there's more of these, but these are the only screenshots that were saved and provided to me from Kelly Reed. January 11, 2024 to January 15th, this a 4-day fundraiser, $19,108, $19,108. Then you had on April 22nd, another campaign, over $30,000 raised. Now, keep in mind, Double Good is getting half of this money. Half of this money. You go on. May 20th, 2024, $18,523. And then you have the final one here that was just ran in July before the account got frozen. $53,599. Okay. Total it up. What do we have? $133,317 over 5 campaigns. That's the receipts that I have. $66,658 of that goes to Double Good. They profit that money. That's half the money that they're going to take. They're taking half. Not even like 40%, 30%, 20%, 10%. They're taking half of that. $67,000. That's a lot of money. That can be spread pretty far in a company. So I looked at their website. It says, you know, your dedication and drive, our popcorn and app, no limits, fundraising virtually for pop-up stores, technology, 50%. And then you look at this. Virtual fundraising results. Virtual fundraising results times 3. You have an average per seller. That's a person in that campaign that's trying to raise money is average of $400. And then they say an average team sale raises around $8,500 for each event. We've blown it out of the water. Every event has been over their average of $8,000, $8,500. Blown it out of the water. So now I'm pissed because I find out from Nick Rocco that they have frozen the account. So essentially, they're not giving any of the money that has been profited specifically in this last campaign of the $53,000. They have frozen that account. So now Nick starts reaching out to Double Good, and I start reaching out to Double Good, and I'm like, well, fuck that. If you're going to freeze the account and you're going to shut down the fundraising for Karen Reed, I want my money back. I think I spent about $350 worth of popcorn. Remember the night we were doing it here? They were very close to the $50,000. I chipped in the extra $350 to get them over the $50,000 mark. And I said, fuck that. I'd rather just get my money back and donate that $350 straight to Karen Reed. Screw that. I'm not going to support this company. So I started writing emails to cancel my orders. I don't want anything to do with it. I wrote them. I got in touch with someone and they reached back out, and I just doxed my phone number, by the way. It's fine. Move through that slide. What? Good job. I thought I blocked everything out. I'm going to get phone calls now. So I started reaching out and writing emails and saying, look, I don't want your popcorn anymore. You're not going to help support what we're trying to do. We haven't violated the terms of service. You say that we haven't violated the terms of service, and I want my money. I want my money back. So it gets trickled down the chain. I don't hear anything. And then all of a sudden, like a day later, I get this email from a brand representative, and it says, hey, my name's Brendan. I'm with a user experience. I'd like to talk to you. And I went, wow, what a perfect opportunity to get someone from Double Good to talk to. So I said, I'm not going to pass up this opportunity. I want to get someone face-to-face virtually and say, hey, what the hell? Can we just get some answers here? Because keep in mind, at this point, the account is still frozen. The funds haven't been released or reinstated. So let me pull this up and we will play my conversation with Double Good. Get this ready. And here we go. Let's play this. So keep in mind, I had technical difficulties because I did this at home, and I was waiting for the opportunity where this representative said what he's going to say, and I'll point it out. And I went, perfect, because I'm going to do the same thing too. All right, let's play this. Eventually, I did get my camera to work, but here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to get my camera to work, though.
All good. Sweet. Yeah. Thanks for hopping on. Let me pull up my notes.
His new.
And before we go any further, do you mind if we record this? That's just for note taking.
Sure, if I can record it as well, too.
Yeah.
Cool. Perfect. I got permission to record it. So I said, great. I got permission to record it. So I was like, all right, we're in now. All right, here we go.
I can also just send you the video, but yeah, feel free. The reason we're telling it, sorry.
No, it's okay. Take your time.
There we go. Okay. So yeah, reason we asked to chat was basically I work on.
So the funny thing is I'm gonna let him do his spiel, and I'm just waiting for my moment to pick my moment to talk about what I want to talk about, and then I'll tell you the conclusion of everything too. So here we go. This is great.
Design team.
He's a nice guy.
Before we roll out any new features, basically any kind of change to the website, we just always talk with users before we do it, make sure it's a good idea. If it's not, we don't do it. So we have like a couple little elements that you're going to look at of like little pieces of copy that would potentially go into the website.
Such a nice guy.
Folks to buy popcorn essentially. So the bulk of them are like these like social proof sort of things. So it's like the term in web design, just to any kind of feature that just like reviews is a common feature that would be social proof. So you go to Amazon, you look at a product, you're like, how do I know it's good? You read the reviews, other folks that have bought it can vouch for it. That would be a common example of social proofing in web design. So yeah, right now in Double Good, we don't do any of that. So I wanted to run some things by you, see what you think works, and take it from there.
Yeah, it's really interesting that you guys reached out to me, and I'll tell you why. And I don't want to blindside you with anything because you may not know, but I just find the timing is kind of ironic. Look at his eyes. He's like, "Oh fuck, here we go." So I got to tell you, I'm being very diplomatic about this. I'm not going to come at him. I'm just going to state some facts and say, listen, and I'm trying to do this in the roundabout right way. I don't want the guy to terminate the call or anything. So here we go.
And you may not be the department that I have to talk to, but it's fantastic that you're taking this call today. I'm sorry. I wish I had my camera on because I'm a very face-to-face person, but I just can't get it to run right now. So here's something interesting. So we ran a couple of campaigns through Double Good. We did about 5 campaigns, and I don't know if you have notes on this. Essentially what I'm talking about, I'm sorry. So maybe you can get me in touch with the right person, or at least just amuse me and listen to me for a second. So we ran 5 campaigns through your company, 4 very successful ones. The 5th one, essentially we had 1 email that was sent to Double Good, and our campaign got shut down. So let me just give you some statistics. With Double Good, we sold through 5 campaigns $133,000. 50% of that was taken by Double Good, because I understand, so that's about $67,000. We had 1 troll email that was sent to the company, and they essentially shut down our fundraising capability and will not allow us to use that your platform ever again. I just find it strange that would happen, and no one like this, like you're doing right now, would reach out and say, hey, can we just talk about this? I mean, $133,000 is a lot of money in 5 campaigns. And, I just would seem it to be weird that, a company that made that amount of money would say, hey, we just don't want to work with you anymore.
Gotcha. Yeah. I reached out to you. I pull, when I do these interviews, I pull like a random list of people that bought popcorn. So this had nothing to do with that, I swear.
Got it.
But it is good to know that I'm happy to figure out what the channel is to get you to talk to someone about this.
I'll give you a little bit of background.
He's blindsided right now. Let me just address this. John says, how the hell were you denied a press credential? This here is journalism at its very core. Thank you. I appreciate that. I guess I just have to need a better body of work. Listen, there's other ways to get press credentials. I'm just trying to do it here in the state of Massachusetts. I don't really need it, but it would be nice, because if I ever want to go in and sit in trials, I don't have to be held back. I can just go, I'm press and I'm here reporting on it, and I'm going to write about it, because now I'm taking up the act of writing and, wanting to express myself through writing. But I guess I have to have more credible work. I mean, if anybody knows about SJC passes, I might even just talk to Jess Machado about it, or even Aiden at some point. I know he's got a super busy schedule, but even just talking to him and going about, listen, you got to look at Aiden. Aiden has a mountain of work. He's been writing content for a long time. So they look at it and he has a body of work there. I'm new. I've written 2 articles so far. And for some reason, they just keep coming back to my YouTube channel. We don't support YouTube channels as a competitor. I'm like, I have a fucking website. I have a website now. I write articles on it. But I guess because it's not being like, every day or every week or whatever it may be, I just need some guidance through it. So if anybody knows anything about that stuff, just reach out to me at my email address. We can have a conversation. Like, if you really do know about it, reach out to me. We'll have a conversation. Maybe you can guide me the right way. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying here. I'm just trying. But anyway, let's get back to this. Thank you so much for the $5, John. We're going to work on it, and I appreciate it. All right, let's go.
Yeah, I'll give you a little background. I'm sorry to cut you off. So we're a group that's based in Massachusetts. There's a former professor of Bentley College that's in the mid of a trial right now, and we're trying to raise money because we believe in her innocence. And I understand this is very political. It might be something that your company says no, but it would be great if someone could get to someone that we could at least talk to and get some kind of answer. We were promoting the company. We bought a lot of popcorn through this. $133,000. I would like to have $133,000. I would like to have $67,000. In 5 days. That's in 5 campaigns. That's pretty impressive. I know the last campaign we ran was the biggest one, and that was $50,000 that we made in like 4 days. That's impressive. And we just were kind of upset in the fact that, no one reached out like you did. And I appreciate your time today. I think this is great. And I'm glad that you can at least hear me and this is being recorded because, maybe it will get to a proper channel. But we just want an answer why, or if there's another way that we could work together and continue this relationship. We were just upset. There really wasn't any explanation. It was just, we are severing ties with you. We don't want to continue this, and that's it. And we understand there's opposition side that wants to shut down our campaigning, and I just find it crazy that one email would do that. But I'm sorry, I kind of talked a lot.
No, dude, totally hear you. I appreciate that. I like the folks that basically make the final call on like, what stays live on the site. I can definitely figure out what the channel is to make sure that like you're heard. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I know that the company is not as big as many people think, so it's
now this really gets to my point because he says the company's not very big. So again, I go back to $67,000 for a company, and they said their average campaign usually runs around 8,500, and you're making 67,000 for a company. I would think they would be more apt for someone to reach out to you and say, hey, can we have a conversation? Let's explain our terms. And remember, they said that the Karen Reed fundraising did not even violate their terms of service. So we want an answer. And I mean, and honestly, I think people are so soured by it now. We wouldn't probably use that channel again, but it would be nice to have an answer or just an apology. Like, hey, we apologize. We apologize that we shut your campaign down. We apologize that you had to go through this. And I don't know, maybe they make good on it and say, hey, we'll support you. I don't know. But, it was worth a shot to throw it at this guy. I had the opportunity, and, we'll see what he has to say. And then I have a little bit of follow-up that I'll talk about after this.
If there's often, I feel like stuff gets taken down because of a lack of, it's just, there's not a lot of people that are doing content moderation.
I am in sales,
so
and
maybe it wasn't.
I'll be honest with you, Caroline, I'm sorry that I stopped this again. I know everybody's trying to kind of watch this and listen, and people hate when I do this, but it's a live show and I usually interact off the chat. I am in sales. I was in hand-to-hand luxury watch sales for 16 years. I sold luxury watches. So I stood face-to-face with people all the time. So, you got used to reading body language and looking at people's actions and how they speak and their eyes. And you start to know the saying that I'll be back. I'll come back for it. They're not coming back. When someone wants something, they're going to get it in the moment and get it in the now. You don't just seek something out and say, I have to think about it. You know how many times I've heard that? I have to think about it. I go, they're not coming back. If you're serious, you're going to buy it in the now. And I had that experience to talk to people face to face. And, I was a therapist. I was a salesperson. I was, I mean, you name it, I've done it. I've walked people through it. I used to see people come in with their wife, and they would pay by the credit card. And the next day they would come in with their girlfriend and they would pay cash. And, it's funny, you learn all these relationships and funny quirks about people and crazy situations that they get involved in, and people that gamble, and it's just crazy shit. When you're in sales and especially face-to-face, one-on-one, you hear the craziest stories. All right, let's keep playing here.
In the proper review or something. So I'll
be transparent with you. Is it Brendan or Brandon? I'm sorry. Brendan. I'll be transparent with you. I'm in independent media. I have a YouTube channel. I have over 33,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. We do a lot of campaigning down here in the local area for this young woman. Her name is Karen Reed. And I don't know if you've heard anything about, yes.
He knows the case.
You've heard about the trial. Yeah. So we do a lot of campaigning down here.
Brendan knows about the case.
For her. And, you know, I cover the story on my channel very extensively. And I'll be honest with you, you know, we did talk about this on my channel. We're pretty upset that just one email shut us down, not any face. And I'm glad that you're hearing me. I'm glad that, you know, we have this opportunity to speak with you. I'll be honest with you. I was upset. I canceled the 3 orders that I made. I'm trying to create chargebacks right now because I'm so upset.
I did.
You know, we just want an answer as to why, a face to it instead of an email, or, you know, maybe we can continue this relationship. I mean, I don't know. I don't really deeply know the values and policies of your company. I've glazed over them. You know, I looked at some site statistics and they said that, you know, a normal campaign only raises about on average $400.
That's my bad on that. That was a normal average salesperson. So it is 8,500. But again, going back to the campaigns, as you saw with the receipts, we raised well over the average.
We've clearly done a lot more for the company. I mean, you know, we've done a lot more for the company in 5 campaigns, and we've, you know, quadrupled your statistics on your site.
True.
So, you know, and we enjoy the popcorn. It's great popcorn. You know, it's a fun thing. I mean, it was great. It was 3 people that ran their campaigns. We did little like meme videos and battle videos, and it was just a really fun time to keep a community together and do something good for someone. You know, in our opinion.
Gotcha. Okay, I hear you. Yeah, I mean the typical sort of like, it's a lot of like youth sports teams and things like that. So
she is a former professor, and it does say on your site that you do allow to raise money for school teachers.
Education.
So yeah, education.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, why don't I figure out how to get you in touch with someone that could,
I know I probably whacked you today. I'm sorry. But I you know, the way I looked at it was, I have an opportunity to get a face of the company now, and I can talk with someone, and maybe they can hear me out and get me into the realm of the proper channels.
Right, definitely. Yeah, I mean, as far as the little test goes, we can definitely take a look at it. It might be, you might be a little, understandably, a little bit biased, but because of just like you got pretty negative experience recently with it. But you know, happy to go ahead. Regardless, of course, I'll make sure you get a gift card. So thank you for hopping on.
Oh, I appreciate
it. Yeah. But you know, we either probably next step, we can call it. I'll figure out if I can find like a proper channel for you to get in touch with. I'll make sure you have my email.
Oh, look at that. I got a camera. Look at this. Great.
There we go.
Hey, we got green shirts on today.
I don't know why I said that.
I know. I'm repping the company right now. Yeah, let me figure out to get you in contact with. In the meantime, I'll just give you my email, and we can take it from there.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool, man. Well, yeah. Again, sorry about that.
He wants out of this conversation.
You know, it reminds me of, you know, times on YouTube when stuff gets struck down and there's no explanation for why. So
for sure,
at least deserve a bit of an explanation. So I'll do some digging, and I'll give you my info in the meantime. So.
Yeah. What's your email?
Yep, Brendan. It's just my name. So Brendan.Pepler@Doublegood.
Okay. How long have you worked for the company?
Pretty new. It's about 6 months.
Oh, so yeah. Okay. I'm sorry, Brendan. Pepler.
Yeah. P-E-P-P-L.
Yep.
Yeah,
and then
that's my name.
Okay.
At Doublegood.
Okay. Well, listen. You know, I appreciate you hearing me out. And I know this is probably not the kind of call that you're expecting today, because you're doing advertising campaigning, and I respect that. You're doing your job, but I appreciate that you took this opportunity to hear me out. I know this is recorded. You can share this. Obviously, I've recorded on my end as well too. You know, maybe we can come to some type of solution, or just at least a kind answer, like, hey, you know, like, this is why. And we just felt that like essentially one troll email shut this whole thing down. And I look at it, I go back and look at the statistics. I mean, 133,000 raised over 5 campaigns, 67,000 goes to Double Good. I'm sure that helps them out an awful lot. You said it's a small company. So, we'd love to continue the relationship if we could, or I get it, so anyway.
For sure.
Cool.
All right. Let me go start barking up the chain and figure out how to get someone to reach out.
Sounds good.
And in the meantime, totally get why you hopped on. Totally get it. That's frustrating. But talk more soon, hopefully.
No problem. Appreciate your time.
You ain't talking to me.
Yeah, for sure. Have a good one, bro.
All right. Take care.
That guy just wanted out. All right. So anyway, couple days go by, and here's a result. Couple days go by, and here's a result. I had to write Brendan again. Brendan, it's a pleasure speaking with you the other day regarding the recent campaign for Karen Reed that got shut down due to singular email that was against our campaign. As I explained during our call, we sold $133,000 of Double Good popcorn, then 5 campaigns totaling $67,000 profit for Double Good. We would like some answers as to why a singular email could shut down such a fantastic campaign, and I'm hoping if the situation be fixed, we can continue working together going forward. Guess what? I didn't get an answer. No one wrote me back. So this is what I did. My double good popcorn showed up the other day, and I said bullshit to that. I charged back my credit, and I wrote them. To whom may concern. I'm writing to notify you that I'm returning 3 of my recent orders. The decision is a decision in response to a recent shutdown of the Karen Reed campaign, which had successfully raised over $133,000 across 5 campaigns in the past few months, which is more than a few months, over a year, generating substantial profit for Double Good. I recently discussed my concerns about a campaign above closure with Brendan Pepler from your advertising team. He assured me that he would escalate my concerns to a higher level. I even sent him a follow-up email, but I have not received any follow-up communication. In light of the situation, I have reversed the charges on my credit card with my credit card company and returned the popcorn below the tracking numbers for the return orders. I am disappointed that I have not been able to receive a satisfactory response or resolution, especially given the significant amount of money raised, resulting in profit for Double Good. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Sincerely, Brian. That's it. They can take my fucking orders and take them back, and I will never promote Double Good ever again. So as far as the money, they did unfreeze the account. They allowed Nick to take that money, but then they froze the account again so he cannot use it. So the money did get there, and that's it. We don't need to use Double Good. We won't use Double Good anymore. So I am putting this out there. If any company out there can run a campaign and not whack with this huge profit of 50% and would like to help us out, we will promote you and raise a lot of money in sales for your company. So if anybody has a product out there, a food product is great. That usually works really well. Something that can be fun and campaigned. We had a lot of fun with this last time. The 3 leaders of the last campaign, Paul Cristoforo, Kelly Reed, and Nick Rocco, did a phenomenal job of promoting this. They had little videos that were going on, battles back and forth. I had some fun with it. When Paul Cristoforo was like, "Hey, can you advertise my my campaign?" And I said the person that I was going to promote was Kelly Reed. We just had some laughs about it. I mean, it's all in good fun because it all gets lumped together and the money gets there in the same way anyway. So if there's a company out there, you know, a food company or a product company that wants to work and help us raise money for Karen Reed's defense, we'd love to hear from you. You can reach me through this channel or email me at letstalklivepodcast@gmail.com. We'd be happy to work with you and do something right for someone that's being absolutely framed. I mean, their life has been dragged through the mud for the last 2.5 years. And this would be a great opportunity for a company to stand up now and have some balls in all of this, and let us, you know, promote and use your product to campaign. I think it would be a great opportunity for your company, for truth and justice, for someone that's being absolutely framed and had their life dragged through the mud for the last 2.5 years. So let's hear from you. Reach out to us. We'd love to work with you, see what kind of product you have, and maybe we can bring some good to your company. So I don't know. I think that's going to end tonight's live. I appreciate everybody hanging out here on this Saturday night. I'm going to be back on Monday night with Mizzy and Susan. They are part of the Sandra Birchmore Facebook group, and we're going to be talking about the eerie parallels between the Karen Reed and Sandra Birchmore case. And essentially, I'm going to give Mizzy that platform. She wants to talk to the audience about it, and I think that we're going to have a great live. So hopefully you can come over and join us Monday night at 8 p.m. I'm looking really forward to that. And I'm going to be lining up some more in-person, in-studio guests, possibly for this upcoming week as well. So you're not going to want to miss those shows. So great little live tonight, about an hour and a half. I appreciate everybody being here. I hope you enjoyed this live tonight. I appreciate all of you here that come to the show, support this channel in any way possible. And we'll just keep pushing on. We'll keep pushing on. So again, any vendors out there, any companies that have the balls to help us raise some money and not be afraid of, you know, all this bullshit company politics and fucking people coming at you, just do it. You know, do it. And it always benefits in the end when people do stuff like this, because you do something good in the world and you do it to help someone out that's in a, you know, in a bad place right now, that's factually innocent of the charges that they're going through. So we would love to hear from you again. My name is Brian. You can reach out to me at letstalklivepodcast@gmail.com. And obviously we will have a conversation and vet it and go from there. So thank you all so much. I love you all. I'm going to head out here. I hope you enjoyed the show tonight, and I'll be back soon. Thanks, Will, for checking in. I know you're in the you were in the chat. Hopefully you're still here. If not, we got to do a show again soon, man. It's been a while. I'd love to have you back over here, or vice versa. If you want to go over there, let's make something happen. I want to get Jess Machado back on the show. It's been a while. I know she's been super busy, and we'll go from there. So, all right, everybody, I'm going to take off. Have a good night. I love all of you. Thank you for supporting LTL Media, and we'll talk soon. Bye. Take care.